So when is this potentially going to happen? And I said this in a video last week, but because Russia and China are strategic allies, Russia doesn't want to offend or embarrass the Chinese people by starting this invasion while the World Olympics are going on. So the Olympics are set to end on Sunday, February 20th. That could be potentially, if Russia does invade the Ukraine, when they'll send them in because they want the ground to be frozen so their tanks don't get stuck. And in general, yeah, they're going to wait for the Olympics to end. And how do we know this? And the reason why is because it's being widely reported that the CIA has already gotten Russia's entire invasion strategy. And more than likely, President Biden has told Putin, we already know what your targets are, where the troops are coming from, what you're going to do. Please, don't invade the Ukraine. This would be not a great idea. So 48 hours of basically shock and awe. It's psychological warfare to freak out the Ukrainian ground forces so that they don't fight back. This is what Russia needs to happen. They need the Ukrainian military to stand down and not resist. And then once Russia's ground forces go in, they've got to secure the capital basically within like 72 hours, about 3 days. And the reason why is because, in my opinion, what Russia is trying to do now, in the age of the internet and social media, people in Ukraine have iPhones, they have Galaxy tabs. There's going to be a lot of horrifying video and images coming out of Ukraine immediately once the bombing starts. And I don't think world opinion is going to be very favorable to Russia once people start getting video and pictures of Ukrainian people being killed. Vladimir Putin needs to take Kyiv as fast as possible, and then he's got to bring back some stooge to prop up as the legitimate president of Ukraine. I don't know if it'll be Viktor Yanukovych. He was the president who was ousted in 2014. He currently is probably living very comfortably in exile in Russia. So my final thoughts is I don't think this invasion of Ukraine is going to go as well as Vladimir Putin believes it will. He's 70 years old and very much a product of Cold War era thinking. But in general, he's just not considering how devastating the economic impact will be in the short term. For those of you who don't know my background, I'm an American citizen. I'm an Air Force veteran. I served for 6 years as a nuclear and missile operations officer, and I received plenty of intelligence briefings, guys, about the actions of our adversaries. And I'm here to tell you that Vladimir Putin is not your friend. He is not a good guy. This guy is a former KGB intelligence officer, and since taking power of Russia in the year 2000, he's never going to relinquish that power. He's never going to leave office. He's been in charge of the country for 22 years, and he's pretty much just dictator for life of the country. If you don't have free and fair elections in which power is peacefully transferred between politicians and parties, you're not a real democracy. So they don't have freedom of speech, they don't have freedom of press, they don't have freedom to protest or peaceably assemble. And this guy only cares about one thing, and that is expanding his own power and prestige in the world. Welcome back, investors. Jake here. It's official. Russia has invaded Ukraine. So it's sympathetic for me why Ukraine doesn't want to be associated with Russia anymore, why they want to be free, why they want closer ties to Western Europe. I'm getting flustered in this video, guys. Normally, I just want to talk about numbers. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about finance and investing. But this is serious. This is the same arguments, once again, that Hitler made in the build-up to World War II. So where is Vladimir Putin taking this? How does this play out? How does this end? let's say that Western leaders, Germany, France, the UK, they say, fine, Russia, you can have this eastern region. Do you really think Vladimir Putin is going to stop there? So we're currently on day 4 of this invasion, and I personally don't think, based on reports coming out of the country, that it's going as smoothly as Russia anticipated. Perhaps they believed their own propaganda and thought they would be received as liberators once they reached the capital. But the fact that we're on day 4 and they haven't gotten control of the governments in Kyiv is a very good sign for Ukraine. Now, obviously, I can't really say it's good news given that it's their country being destroyed and thousands of their people dying. And I definitely think that Vladimir Putin underestimated this Ukrainian president, Zelensky. There was always going to be a bombing campaign, 48 hours of shock and awe before Russian ground forces rolled into the country. And I think that Putin was just anticipating that this guy was going to flee the country, that he was going to get on a plane or a train or a bus and peace out as soon as it was looking apparent that Russia was committing their full ground forces. And I gotta say, guys, I have tremendous respect for this man and what he's doing, standing up to Putin, standing up to Russia. Now, like I said, Russia needs to get control of this capital fast. I wouldn't wait another 7 days. This Ukrainian President Zelensky has stated, every time you talk to me, this might be the last time you see me alive. Russia is trying to get him, so I hope he stays safe. I hope Ukraine stays strong, and anything I can do on my end to help these people, that's my goal. Making this video. We're currently on day 5 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and honestly, all reports coming out of the country, it's not going as smoothly as Russia thought it would. Currently, we're on day 6 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and it's really not going well for Russia. Currently, we're on day 8 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and I'm ready to declare that Russia can no longer win this war. All of their military objectives, they've failed to achieve in the first week. And we're going to talk about why Russia can no longer win this war. All they can do is kill more people and destroy more buildings. So their objectives, once again, they had about 7 days tops to pull off this secret invasion. But they needed the government in Kyiv to either go into exile or be assassinated or arrested. They had to gain control of the major cities, Kyiv, Kharkiv, Mariupol, and Odessa, and they needed the Ukrainian military to stand down, to surrender, stop fighting. None of those things have happened. This is spiraling out of control, and I don't think Russia prepared for or budgeted or planned for a conflict lasting longer than 7 days. Currently, we're on day 9 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and as I stated in my previous video, Russia can no longer win this war. They wanted to gain complete control of Ukraine, but this honestly is now impossible. Currently, we're on day 11 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Currently, we're on day 13 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Currently, we're on day 17 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Currently, we're on day 21 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Currently, we're on day 25 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And of course, Russia can no longer win this war. All they can do is kill more people and destroy more buildings, but that's not winning. Simply put, they did not bring a large enough invasion force to conquer a country the size of Texas with 40 million people actively resisting. 150,000 or 200,000 Russian troops simply isn't enough. When you look at their invasion strategy of attack from everywhere, this was poorly planned out. Day 32, Day 35, Day 37 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Day 45, Day 52. Currently, we're on Day 57 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. And of course, this war is not going well for Russia. Currently, we're on day 64 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine, day 66 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine, day 68, day 70, day 72, day 74, day 75, day 77, day 78, day 84, day 86, day 87, day 90, day 92. In this video, we're going to ask the serious question, is Russia currently winning this war? Because on my channel, in the comments section, especially these last 2 weeks, more and more Russian trolls have been saying this, that Russia is winning, wake up. As of now, Russia can use the oldest tanks it wants. They are winning and the Ukrainian defense is falling apart. Fighting with so many countries in NATO, with big boss USA, Russia is still winning. Amazing. Currently, we're on day 102 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. In this video, I'm going to make the argument for you that the current war map between Russia and Ukraine doesn't really matter. But even if Ukraine loses all of the Donbass, even if they get pushed out of Sloviansk and Kramatorsk, Russia has a really good summer, Russia is still not going to win this war. I think he actually believes his own propaganda, and he thinks Russia has a shot of winning this war, when they don't. And emotionally, this is what people want following this conflict. They want all the weapons given to Ukraine today so that they can fight this war and then just over time keep resupplying them. But that isn't how logistics works. That isn't how procurement, manufacturing, contracting, all the necessary steps to get this weaponry training, to get all this weaponry into Ukraine. So people think that this is logically what's going to happen. Weapons will start slowly going into Ukraine, and over time they'll get a consistent amount. This isn't what is going to happen if this war drags on 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 4 years. This is what's going to happen if Russia does not give up on this war. This is what the economic output and production capability of the NATO alliance is going to supply to Ukraine over time. Yes, it's being really slow and frustrating right now. We're 3 months into the conflict, but just over time, we're going to keep supplying aid and equipment, arms and weapons, food and resources, and it's just going to grow exponentially until Russia is defeated. And Russia has to know this. So Russia has to take the Donbass, they have to secure the land bridge to Crimea, and then they have to go to the negotiating table and pray, hope that Western leaders will just allow Russia to keep this territory. Will Western leaders actually do that? I argue no. I argue that Russia is screwed. It's just going to take time. This is what is going to occur over time if Ukraine can just hold on. Currently, we're on day 118, day 133, day 141, day 144, day 146. I have 99 problems, and every one of them is a HIMARS. Day 149, day 151, day 153, day 155, day 158. Currently, we're on day 160 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine, day 162, day 165, day 167, day 169, day 174, day 176, day 180, day 181, day 183, day 187, day 190, day 194, day 197, day 199 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. Holy cow, are things going terrible for the Russian military at the moment, because the Ukrainian military has successfully launched a counteroffensive in the Kyiv region, retaking dozens of towns that were previously under Russian control. Day 200, day 201, day 204, day 207, day 210 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine, and Putin has finally done it. Putin has declared partial mobilization amid Ukraine losses, and warns the West of a nuclear response. Day 211, Day 213, Day 214, Day 217, Day 219, Day 221 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. And today we have more bad news for the Russian military as they gave up another critical city. This time it was the city of Liman that was liberated by Ukrainian forces. Day 225, Day 228, Day 231, Day 234, Day 235, Day 239, Day 241, Day 242, Day 244, Day 246, Day 248, Day 251, Day 255, Day 257, Day 259, Day 261 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine, and the Ukrainians did it. The Ukrainian military has officially liberated the city of Kherson. The Anatovsky Bridge has also been knocked down as part of Russia's retreats, and Kherson was the first major city to fall into Russian hands, and Russia has now surrendered it. Day 263, Day 264 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. And in my last update video, I showed you clips from the liberation of the city of Kherson, and a common question that I got is, Jake, where did they get all the flags? How did thousands of Ukrainian civilians make it to the city center to celebrate, and they're all flying and wearing Ukrainian flags? Well, we have the answer. Here's a clip of what one Ukrainian woman in the city did to hide her flag for 8 months.
Мокренький. Мокрый.
Ну, живой.
Мокрый, но живой. Не какой-то.
And this is what life was like under Russian military occupation for 8 months. Ukrainian citizens who held on to their Ukrainian passports or the Ukrainian flags, they could be fined, they could be beaten, they could be murdered, so they had to conceal them. So this woman double-bagged her flag and hid it under a step in her garden. Truly inspiring. Day 270, Day 276, Day 278 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. And I think it's worth beginning this video by reflecting on the tremendous accomplishments that the Ukrainian military has experienced the last couple months. Let me read this tweet for you. The Ukrainian military has achieved 100% of its realistic agenda for the autumn campaign. The Kyiv and the Kherson operations successfully completed before the rainy season is a very, very good result. Now the winter campaign is coming our way. So if we jump back in time 4 or 5 months and just reflect on what was happening in the war, Russia had just taken the cities of Severodonetsk and Lysychansk. They were still steadily advancing in the Donbas region. And if you were a military planner for Ukraine, trying to decide what did you want to accomplish over the next couple months, realistically, they probably would have had 3 objectives. The first objective is to halt the Russian advance in the Donbas region. Don't let them take any more significant amounts of territory. The second one is to reduce the threat to the city of Kyiv, which is Ukraine's second largest city. So 4 or 5 months ago, Russia was still using traditional artillery to target civilians in the city, so they needed to be pushed back so they couldn't do that anymore. In addition, you probably wanted to liberate the city of Izium so that the Russians could no longer push down from the north on the cities of Sloviansk and Kramatorsk. Finally, the big prize, liberating the city of Kherson. This was the only regional capital city that the Russian military managed to take in the opening weeks of the war. So liberate the entire north bank of the Dnieper River in order to free up your forces to pivot around to the Zaporizhia front. Everything's been going Ukraine's way the last 4 or so months. Currently, we're on day 280, day 282, day 286, day 288, day 290, day 292, day 294, day 296. Currently, we're on day 300 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. Day 302 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. And the Ukrainian military has finally done it. They've successfully eliminated over 100,000 soldiers fighting for Russia. They accomplished this in 302 days. Day 304, day 306 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine, and it looks like Putin wants to negotiate. Putin says Russia is ready to negotiate over Ukraine. However, Kyiv says Moscow doesn't really want to talk. My question to you is that if Russia is winning and this war is going so well for Putin, why is he talking about negotiations all the time? Day 308, day 310, day 312, day 315, day 317, day 319, day 321, day 323, day 327, day 329, day 331, day 335, day 337, day 339, day 341, day 346, day 348, day 350, day 352, day 355, day 357, day 359, day 361, day 363, day 365 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine. And for an entire year now, I've been saying the exact same opener for all of my update videos about Ukraine. So fair warning to all my subscribers going forward, I'm no longer going to be saying what day of the war we're on, and I'm going to mix up my intro a little bit. But I did this the last year because I felt like it was important. Important to acknowledge what day of the war we're on, proving that Ukraine could resist Russia. And I think going back a year, people have kind of already forgotten about this, that most military and intelligence experts were telling Western governments that if Russia chose to invade Ukraine, Kyiv would fall. Kyiv would fall between 3 and 7 days. That's what the Russians were saying. Maybe it might be dragged out 2 weeks or a month. So this photo, taken by Zelensky with members of his government, I believe was taken on day 3. So Russian disinformation was being pumped out that the government in Ukraine had collapsed and Zelensky had fled. So he took this picture or video with members of his government in a well-known location so that people in Ukraine knew that they were resisting this invasion. They were fighting back against the Russians. This picture down here was, I believe, day 100, the same men from Zelensky's government in the same location, proving that Russia had failed. By day 100, they were no longer even threatening the capital city of Kyiv. So now that we've made it to day 365, it's only a matter of time before Russia is defeated and pulls back from all of Ukraine's sovereign territory. Final clip I have for you, since we reached the 1-year mark, I think it is important to reflect on and remember all those that Ukraine has lost. This clip is of a Ukrainian warrior talking about losing some of his comrades.
Вчора загинуло 2 товариша, з якими майже рік були поруч. якось буденно прийшла новина. Прийшов боєць ввечері з ТВНом, з їжею, термос такий з їжею, наливає суп, каже, загинули. Так буденно за мискою супа розповів про трагедію. Про порожнечу, про безодню за мискою супа.
We made it to day 365. I hope this war doesn't last another 365. That's all for this update video. Glory to the heroes, glory to Ukraine. If you found this video informative, give me a thumbs up. Best way to support the channel. Comments or questions, let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys. Till the next video, take care, be safe.